Have you ever had your mood hijacked by a conversation that hasn't even happened? You're making tea, staring at a notification that never arrives, and your brain goes, "Fine, I'll write the whole scene myself." Suddenly, you're rehearsing what you'll say, what they'll say, what you'll say after that. And by the end, you've either delivered the smoothest comeback in human history or gotten emotionally wrecked in a scenario no one else attended. Then you blink and realize you're alone in your kitchen holding a spoon like it's evidence in a trial you invented, and your body is still tense, like it all just happened. Most people call this overthinking, like your brain is being dramatic for fun. But the hidden truth is kinder. Your brain is a simulator. It doesn't only experience life, it practices life. It runs what-if movies so you can learn without paying the full price in real life, like testing turbulence in a flight simulator instead of inside an actual storm. The catch is that your simulator doesn't always know when practice has turned into punishment. Researchers have measured how often we drift into these inner worlds, and it's not rare. In fact, in a famous experience sampling study, people's minds wandered frequently, and those wandering moments tended to line up with lower happiness than moments of being present. Here's the weirdly empowering takeaway. Your attention is basically a steering wheel for your emotions. Wherever your attention goes, your feelings tend to follow. If your attention time travels into rejection, your body starts packing a suitcase. Neuroscientists tie a lot of this drifting to what's called the default mode network, a background brain network that becomes more active when you're not locked onto the outside world. Think of it as your brain's idle mode. The second task pressure drops: showering, commuting, folding laundry. This network starts doing what it loves: remembering, imagining, replaying, time traveling, quietly asking, "What does this mean about me?" It's your inner narrator warming up. Here's why fake scenarios feel so real. Imagination is built out of memory. Research on episodic future thinking suggests we construct possible futures by remixing pieces of the past, faces, tones, places, old emotional reactions, into a brand new scene. Your brain isn't just thinking, it's staging. And your nervous system doesn't care that it's hypothetical. If the scene contains threat, rejection, or humiliation, your body prepares like it's happening right now. You can't out-logic a nervous system that thinks it's helping you survive. In small doses, this can be a superpower. Psychologists studying counterfactual thinking, those if-only versions of the past, argue it can help you regulate behavior and improve performance. That's your mind doing a quick post-game review. Next time, I'll speak up sooner. Or, next time, I'll set a boundary. Or, next time, I won't shrink myself to keep the peace. But when the review turns into a loop, it stops being learning and turns into self-attack. Same footage, same pain, no new insights. And that's where the genre shifts. Worry turns the future into a horror trailer. Rumination reruns the past, like a song you didn't ask for. One influential idea in anxiety research is the cognitive avoidance model. Worry often stays in words and planning because vivid emotion and imagery can feel too intense. So the mind stays busy, predicting, rehearsing, bargaining, because busyness feels like control, while the body stays half-revved. That's how you can feel exhausted after doing nothing, because your brain has been running simulations at full volume all day. What makes it sneakier is that you're not always aware it's happening. Research on meta-awareness suggests we're only intermittently conscious that our minds have wandered, which is why you can read a whole page and realize you absorbed nothing. You weren't lazy, you were elsewhere. Researchers also distinguish deliberate mind wandering from spontaneous mind wandering. Sometimes you choose to drift, and sometimes your attention slips without permission. And yes, deliberate drifting can help you. Classic creative incubation findings suggest that an undemanding break, one that lets the mind roam, can boost creative problem solving. So the goal isn't to never drift, it's to stop getting kidnapped by the drift. Of course, there's a line where inner movies stop being a tool and start being a place you can't easily leave. Researchers describe maladaptive daydreaming as immersive, compulsive, fantasizing, linked with distress or impairment, and growing research ties it to other mental health symptoms. If that lands close to home, please hear this gently. Escaping into stories often started as a survival skill. Your brain found a doorway to relief. The next step isn't shame, it's understanding, boundaries, and support. So here's the perspective shift. Imagining fake scenarios isn't proof you're broken. It's proof your mind is trying to protect you with prediction, memory, and story. Next time you catch yourself mid-scene, ask, "What is this movie trying to do for me?" Practice, control, comfort, avoidance. Because when you can name the purpose, you're not trapped in the script anymore. You're back in the director's chair. Tell me in the comments, what's your brain's favorite genre? Perfect comeback, romantic montage, or full disaster documentary. And if you want more psychology that makes you feel seen inside your own head, subscribe.